The Chinese fleet joined naval forces from Singapore and the U.S. in waters off Guam Saturday. It's the Rim of the Pacific multinational naval exercise. Representatives from each ship will meet on a U.S. vessel and then continue towards Hawaii as a joint fleet. RIMPAC started in 1971 and is the world's largest multinational maritime military exercise.
And 4 vessels from the People's Liberation Army Navy has set sail for U.S.-led RIMPAC on Monday. 3 vessels started their journey from PLA South Sea Fleet in Sanya, and the 4th one began from eastern China's Zhoushan port. This year's Rim of the Pacific exercise will involve 23 nations, 47 ships, more than 200 aircraft, and some 25,000 troops. The naval exercise will be held between June 26 and August 1st. Our Hanbin has more.
This could be a historic moment for the PLA Navy. The farewell ceremony marks the journey to the world's largest naval games at the Pacific Ocean.
This is the major event for U.S.-China military exchanges and a good chance for us to conduct good relationships with other navies in the region. It will also help to upgrade PLA naval capabilities.
Prior to the departure, these sailors and officers have vowed to put their best foot forward in operations and to use this unique experience to establish a good image on world stage. For the PLA Navy, RIMPAC 2004 opens a window to the outside world to know more about PLA Navy's strength and thinking. For the U.S. Navy, the exercise provides a chance to show its intentions to further engage with China. So the RIMPAC have both practical and symbolic significance for both sides in forging the new type of big power relations. The 4 Chinese ships taking part in RIMPAC represent some of the best qualities of the PLA Navy. These ships will be the second largest operational group taking part in this year's exercise. Along with other navies, they will conduct disaster relief and maritime security operations as well as complex maritime maneuvers. Hanbin, CCTV, from PLA's Navy base in Sanya.
His fleet of a guided missile destroyer, a guided missile escort ship, a multi-purpose supply ship, and a medical ship left port on Monday. China is also sending 2 helicopters, a team of divers, and a special forces unit for a total of 1,100 military personnel. Their destination is Guam, where they will meet the ships from the U.S., Singapore, and Brunei and head together to the drill venue in Hawaii. The exercise will run until August the 1st, and more than 20 nations are expected to participate. The Chinese Navy will join in cannon firing, maritime security actions, and maritime warship exercises. There will also be military medicine exchange, humanitarian aid, and disaster reduction exercises, as well as diving drills. RIMPAC was started in 1971 and is held every 2 years, led by the U.S.
23 nations will participate in the world's largest maritime exercise in and around the Hawaiian Islands starting June 26th. The theme of Rim of the Pacific, or RIMPAC2014 exercise, is Capable Adaptive Partners. 47 ships, 6 submarines, more than 200 aircraft, and 25,000 personnel are expected to participate in the exercise.
The timing of this exercise comes as China and the U.S. have new disagreements over cybersecurity and maritime disputes. So what's the message China hopes to send, and what's the special meaning for the Chinese Navy participating in RIMPAC?
Well, I think the PLA Navy's participation in the U.S.-led RIMPAC exercises is a sign of continuing progress in the bilateral relations. And despite the disputes and the existing problems between the two sides, especially the recent accusations from each side for accusing each other of destabilizing or non-constructive to the regional stability and peace, both sides have acknowledged the importance to keep the dialogue and the channels open, and they have the consensus for the direction of that relationship, though they may have the different interpretation. What does the big power relations mean? I think by taking part of the RIMPAC, China is sending a very positive signal to the United States that it attaches the great importance to the bilateral relations, and it has the capabilities to manage and to handle the existing problems. Though 1 or 2 exercises may not resolve the existing problems, but I think the exercises and joint exercises and interactions like this will certainly help to reduce the tensions and improve trust in the future. Back to you.
All right, Han Bin with that report. Thank you very much.
In recent weeks, Chinese and Vietnamese ships have repeatedly seen clashes like this one in disputed waters in the South China Sea. In the sky, planes from Japan and China have had near brushes, with each blaming the other. Anti-China protests are spreading. Residents in the Philippines recently took to the streets. Protester Marimi De La Fuente was with them.
China is infringing upon our sovereignty. That's why I'm here to rally our citizens against China's abuses to the world and to our country and to Southeast Asia.
And it's not just China's neighbors that are concerned. U.S. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel recently accused China of taking destabilizing unilateral actions to assert its territorial claims in the South China Sea. In the past, Beijing may have shied away in the face of such mounting criticism, but its decision to participate in RIMPAC shows a willingness to be more transparent and highlights the growing maturity of military ties with Washington, says Peking University political scientist Wang Dong.
Certainly here is a very also big substantial perception gap between China and some of the United States and its allies. So it's very important for us to narrow those perception gap. I think the best way to do that is through communication and exchanges.
The United States has long been a leader in the Pacific, but with growing budget constraints at home and China's rapid rise, the two are adapting to a new situation, and growing pains are to be expected, says Ling Zhongbing, a former deputy defense minister in Taiwan. Lin spoke with VOA via Skype.
Both are looking for some kind of a new relative positions. And during this period of testing and adjustment, there are pains. That's what we're seeing.
But Beijing's toughness has limits, Lin argues. He says part of the reason why China is raising tensions with its neighbors is because China's President Xi Jinping cannot appear weak to the outside world.
In order to go forward on a reform, he needs protection, because these reforms would affect the vested interests of a lot of powerful people in the government, outside the government. Therefore, he cannot afford to appear weak to the domestic audience.
China has sent 4 ships to the month-long drills, a missile destroyer, missile frigate, a supply ship, and its hospital ship, the Peace Ark. During the drills, more than 1,000 Chinese soldiers and officers will rub shoulders with their counterparts from more than 20 other countries. Bill Ide, VOA News, Beijing.
unit fire.
Lower command fast.
1,100 yards.
Fire.
Fire! Impulse return. Left-hand weapon operating correctly if you remain at 94%.
White smoke has been fired.
Weapon bearers 268, no sign of turn back. Runway level 400 yards. Brace. Exploder on. Possible wall by 2-1. We got it!
In news that excited a lot of China's military buffs, China's People's Liberation Army has accepted an invitation to participate for the very first time in a major U.S.-led naval drill. Now, according to the Weibo post, which cites Reuters, Beijing had accepted to take part in the drill. However, legal restrictions will limit China's role in the exercise to less sensitive tasks like disaster relief. The exercise, known as RIMPAC, which stands for the Rim of the Pacific exercise, is the world's largest international maritime exercise that involved 22 nations and more than 40 ships and submarines. It was last held in 2012 by the island of Hawaii and involved countries that were non-treaty allies of the U.S., such as Russia and India. And according to the Weibo post, there is worry that China would send intelligence officers to gather military intel during their exercise. China has never participated in a RIMPAC event. However, it was able to send observers in 1998. Now, this is, however, not the first time that China participated with the U.S., since the two countries did jointly take part in a counter-piracy drill last year. China was not invited to the RIMPAC event last year, something that many Chinese news agencies wrote about with just a hint of disappointment and bitterness. For example, ChongqingNews.net wrote that China was the only Far Eastern country that was not invited to the 2012 RIMPAC event, and that the exercise was meant to prevent the rise of new military powers in the region, which includes China. China's People's Liberation Army's Navy is the second largest naval service in the world, only behind the United States Navy, and has a personnel strength of over 250,000. Now, as part of its overall modernization program, China is moving towards a blue water navy, which is characterized as a naval force that is able to operate on the high seas throughout the world, far from its home base. And according to the diplomat, China's current modernization suggests a naval force that is best suited for cooperation rather than competition with the current naval powers.